All right, tell you what, let's go back. Let's listen to just our kilohertz delay. And with our processing using Murda Melodies. Welcome back to the Mix Academy. I'm David Glenn with themixacademy.com, and today we're going to take a look at the new plugin from Slate Digital included with the All Access Pass. It's Murda Melodies from Slate Digital, partnered up with Murda Beats. Man, I saw this. I know beat makers, producers, but my first thought was effects processor, slapping this on the back of a delay, a reverb, keys, that kind of stuff. And so super pumped to dive in. As you heard in the intro there, we got some pretty sick sounds coming from this. I'm going to show off some of the settings. I'm going to look at the automation that I did. But first, if you're new here, we'd love to invite you to check out the free guide below. We've got it. It's called Fix It in the Mix, my free guide to help you take average and poor recordings. I know I get it every time, emails and comments rolling your eyes at me. You shouldn't have to fix anything in the mix, and I totally agree. However, the fact of the matter is, it's what we deal with on a daily basis. You're going to have some tracks come your way that are good, some are not so good, some are really terrible, and we still have to be able to serve the client and deliver something valuable to them. And so I'm going to help you take those average and poor recordings and turn them into radio-worthy songs. Check the link out in the description below. All right, so now let's take a look at Murda Melodies. I'll tell you what, I was super pumped whenever I first engaged this, downloaded it. That spreader, man, incredible imager. I'm maybe just loading this up in my template for the spreading feature, but we're packed full of options here to enhance effects. Again, my first thought was delay on the back of a vocal delay. Let me go back. Let me play this one more time. Basically, what I started with was just call it your stock delay, but kilohertz, the bundle comes with the Slate Digital All Access Pass. So I dialed in just beyond an eighth note, maybe a dotted eighth for this tune, and went ahead and let's actually, I tell you what, let's play that in solo with just that stock delay, essentially. You've never failed me yet. Okay, now this mix has got a lot going on, but you can hear it, just standard delay. It sounds good. It's just a repeat of the original. So I thought, hey, let's throw on Murda Melodies and have some fun. And I tell you what, I'm going to save that first one as a DG1 preset so I don't forget it, because I was messing around having some fun with it. And then I'm just going to set this back to the factory default. Let's play around with it. Let's have some fun. And I think where we really are going to hear the effect is out here. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off my automation so that you guys don't have to sit through me tinkering with it. So basically, let's just have some fun. Let's start with the factory default. You've never failed me yet. Right out of the gate, man. That spreader, that's great. And then let's go down. I think Ice was another one that was super cool. You've never failed me yet. Nice. Crisp top end, decaying out. Sounds great. Another favorite was motion, adding some motion. So here's blending this in. You've never failed me yet. Oh, the spreader, motion, spatial. Oh, that's great. Auto painter kind of thing going on there. Some saturation could be cool. I think maybe a little bit on this one. You've never failed me yet. It's definitely, it says, what is it in the, add a warm saturation. It's definitely a warm saturation. I'm going to pull back on that just a little bit for this. I like it to be a little tinny, so it cuts through the context of the rest of the mix. Man, let's mess around. We got wobble. We'll come back to that. High pass and low pass. To have this in the effects product, usually I'm adding an EQ and automating the top band and the lower band, and so to have this kind of built in, super flexible here. Let's go ahead and take a listen with this on. You've never failed me yet. Super aggressive. You've never failed me yet. Do you hear how much more that the effects, the delay cuts through whenever we engage that? Check it out one more time with it, and then I'll pull it out. You've never failed me yet. and then without it,
You've never
it overwhelms the vocal, and we don't want to do that. We want that lead vocal to stay the star of the show. So in this case, we're using it on the back end with some delay. I'm going to throw that back up pretty aggressive. I don't know, maybe even some, I don't know, I'm really digging that top end, and it needs to cut through to get over all this stuff. I don't know, we could probably pull back a little bit, warm it up a bit. Yeah, and I got to tell you, just messing around with this, we got some other settings to look at, but where this plugin is going to come alive is in your use of automation. Now, I will say, I was super bummed when I went to use the Pro Tools modifier key, Command, Option, Control, I'm sure they'll fix this, to engage all of the parameters so I can automate them and use the parameters themselves. I cannot use the command. That did work. You come in here, you can see all of them have been added to the automation, so I can control them with automation. But then the three modifier keys, Command, Control, Click, or if you're on PC, that would be Control, Windows key, I think. That does not work to pull open the automation lane in Pro Tools. What that should do, and I think it works for the bypass, Command, Control, Click. You can see there, yeah, so my automation lane snapped to the bypass, so maybe a bug for Slate and team to jump on for us, but incredible stuff, man. Super pumped to dive into this. But automation is where I feel like this plugin is going to come alive. That we almost need a controller just for this plugin because of how flexible it's going to be. Maybe one of those, a Kai or something would be cool. I got one sitting under the desk. I didn't get it out. Okay, let's move on. Let's take a listen. We got ensemble, so a wide modulation. Let's see what that one does.
You've never felt me yet.
Very cool. Similar to, that's kind of like a pop punk vibe you got going on with that modulating delay. And then over here we've got clarity, so presence and top end. Let's see.
You've never felt me yet.
Tell you what, if you've got your delay and it's not cutting through the mix, you put this on and you just go for that clarity knob, that's going to pierce it right through. You're going to be good. Here, let's check it in context without it. I'm going to back off that modulation just a little bit. And then now let's pierce it through with the clarity knob. So I told you, it's going to come alive whenever you have a delay that's not cutting through the mix. You want it to cut through a little more. That's the perfect knob. What is that? Probably in the 1 to 4K range, something in there. It just sounds great. Now, when I was messing around with it, I also threw in some of the rhythm section here, the rhythmic delay. Just so many options, man. And what I would do here is for a delay throw. So maybe you have your main delay, it's kind of chill underneath, and then you automate that up and then slap on the rhythm and just crank it for that kind of never-ending delay. And I did that for that intro sequence. We're going to show that off again. But here's blending a little bit of that in. You can hear that decay, the feedback increases, so we got tons of delay going on. Very warm delay, sounds great. This one I haven't messed around with, but I know that's going to be a sick effect. Reminds me of the Missy Elliott effect. I won't even go there. Try to recreate that sound. But those of you guys who grew up in the early 2000s, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so now we have an amount knob. That's pretty much the parameters here. The jitter and pitch, you got that to mess with. But what I want to show off also is getting creative with this thing. I was having a blast, man. I'm going to go back. I'm going to put the preset that I created. So DG1, and then we'll turn it on. You can hear all that sizzle. Now I did, curse of a mixer. In context, I'm always EQing and all kinds of stuff. I wanted to pull out a little bit of this and was boosting top and controlling 5K. Well, not important right now, but that's there. What I did is I sent my Murda delay into an icy decay. So here you go, Murda. And the only thing I'm using on this, I think, was the ice reverb. And so actually I should have had more of that. Oh no, I automated it. That's right. So the icy reverb and the rhythm delay, those two, and spreading them and pitch shifting them. So I lied. It was not just one parameter. It was 4. And so we have a detuned delay reverb thing going on. Let me show that off. And we'll show it just here at the end. And I've automated the level as well, as you can see, to ramp up at the end there. And let me solo save it so it actually comes in. So now you'll hear it this time. And it did not come in, so I must have lost my automation at some point. So we'll go ahead and put that back up. So that vocal spill that you heard at the intro, it sounded like a production technique arrangement or something. Man, it was Murda Melodies right here. And then so we did EQ it a little bit, pulling out. It was super thick. You can hear it without it. Obviously, detuning, pitch shifting, we're going to get the lower resonances coming out. But I'll tell you what, man, I just wanted to jump on it, show a little video, kind of inspire some creativity in you guys. Throw this on the back of your reverbs, throw it on the back of delays, have some fun with it. This is going to be added to my template. I actually got a live mix that I'm doing. If you're watching this before Friday, October 29th, I've got a free live event you can check out. I'm going to mix a song from start to finish. I've got a couple videos showing off my template. Got to update it and throw Murda Melodies in there now that we have it, but super pumped to have this. Love you guys. Appreciate you checking out the channel. Don't forget, check out Fix It in the Mix, the guide down below. Help you take those average and poor recordings to the next level, and we'll see you in the next one.